hello, ¿qué pasa? Today we're gonna try something new, which is to use this PIFuHD to turn one image of a human with clothes into a 3D model. So here what we are able to do is to run this PIFuHD, and which is here, and first we get something like this, which is very bad, and then with some fine-tuning we have been able to run it remotely with a Colab, and also locally, which with a little bit of a workaround, and we are able to make this at 512 resolution, and we can go from something, so we are able to end up with something like this, which is quite nice using our own images. You can try this in the Colab. It's easy and doable, but you cannot do higher resolutions. And locally, then you can do it. Well, this is not a tutorial. You know, this is me doing things. It's not intended to give you the information that you may need precisely and fast, but it's something that I do, and I record it. Basically, when something new catches my attention, I try to make it work, to see what it is, how it works, and once it's running on my machine, or I know how to use it, then I can think on using it on my practice. So this is something that I tried long time ago with there was the PIFu, and now they have the HD, which is a better resolution. So we're gonna try to run it, and let's see. The good thing of this, what is amazing, is that it, with a given photo, because it has been trained with lots of images and content of people dressed, understands a lot about the clothes. So you see all these folds and details on the zip. It's quite impressive. So, and the most amazing is that it can do this on the backside, even if never seen it. But as the system, the algorithm have seen other backs, can guess that when a leg is in this position, on the back should look like that. Okay, so even you can see here that it even quite accurately, you know, with all the folds and everything. So we're gonna try this. I'm gonna try this. Here's the repository that I already downloaded locally, but they do have a Colab notebook. Colab notebook is a code that it executes on the browser, so you don't need to have the machine, you don't need to have the libraries installed, because everything is done here. And with Google, they have this system. It's in Colab Research Google, that they do have this freely available for anybody for a period of time, like some batches of hours. But you can use their GPU, which is good because they have a quite high-end GPUs on this Colab. And then what we need to do is just go next, and see what it does. So the first is to clone the repository, which is doing now. It's connected. And then it's done, right? So we have it here, and then we go to configure the input data. So here's the sample images, right? So the thing that we just download is this image. So we're gonna try to make a 3D representation of this. So okay, once we are here, this is if we want to upload our images, but we don't, because no need. Well, we can do later. And then set up all the paths, and then get back to content. And then what we need to do is this. It's gonna download another library, this lightweight human pose estimation in PyTorch, which it's gonna find where in the image there's a human. So in this case is in this. Right? So we go back to content, we download this other repository, which is already here. We go inside and we download the checkpoints of this, and we start the estimation on where are the objects, right? So we do that, and when we run these estimations, we get something like this, right? So it's this text file that it tells us these things, right? Minus 15 pp. This is where the positions where it tells the algorithm where to look. So the next thing is get back to the PIFu and download the pre-trained model, which is it's quite large, a couple of minutes. So meanwhile, what we can do is try to find our human to make some tests. So here in Unsplash, they have nice things. Okay, maybe, I don't know. Okay, so I'm looking for something of full body. Full body. This one, or this one. This is good. Okay, we download this one. And okay, made by Chelsea Feren. That need to give her a bit of credit. Nice photos. Okay. So next thing. So we're gonna this haven't finished. Okay. Then we also can check in Google if we can find other images. Person standing. Yeah. Okay. Many. Okay, so once we're gonna have this, okay, let's prepare this one. New downloads. This one. Okay, we can try this one. So we can also bring it to our. Okay, bring it to our. We're gonna change the name. Test. No, call it 01. And let's see. Documents. I'm gonna try to find if this image is it's correct for use. Yeah. Okay, so we could even crop it later. Crop it and resize it. Resize it to what? 124, 512. Okay. Okay, now we have this guy. We go back to this thing here already finished, and we're gonna run it. So when we run this, it's gonna, within the square that we define, try to find this, the human and the clothes. And let's see. And it will put the things in the results. The final reconstruction. Okay, we already have the image. And let's see what it did. Okay, so that's the image. That's the normal map. Very good, no? So nice details on the clothes. Good, as expected. Very good. So now, okay, and what it generated is this 3D object that I'm downloading right now. I'm gonna see how it looks. Open with MeshLab, which is a 3D visualization and editing software. Very nice. Okay. Although it feels like the mesh is something, which is nice, it's well done, but it feels like the normal map has much more resolution, much more detail. 1, 2, 3. The fingers, and then here, yeah, here we also have the fingers. I don't know. It feels different. It feels that one has more detail than the other. I don't know. Also, this thing has been done. It generated at 256 resolution because it's the, let's say that is the maximum in Colab. So we want to try to run this locally, and let's see what happens. Okay. So to run it locally, what we do, we go to terminal, we move to where we have the things, which in my case is very deep here. Networks PIFu. Okay. Yes, I'm inside. And now I need to activate the code environment. What was this name? I need to know all the environments I have. Yeah, torch. 38 torch, because it uses torch. Good. So now if we follow the instructions here, what we are told is like, okay, install everything, and then download the train model, which I think that I download already. Should be inside here, 1.5 gigabytes, good. And then the sample images, which is these ones, okay. And run this one. We run it, this script. So it found the checkpoint. And hopefully, yeah, good, it's generating the OBJ. Nice. Okay. These are some tests from before that we're gonna delete. Okay. Okay, this is what generated, which is the thing that we had before. We need to see if it's higher quality. I don't know. doesn't seem higher quality so far. And the model, that maybe this seems a bit higher quality. Fingers, oh, it seems a bit. Oh, there's more detail on the clothes, I think. Let me double check. I download this one. And we're gonna put it here next to it to see how it changes. So good. So now we have one way to turn one image into a 3D, which is nice. Okay, save file, and then downloads. Result latest. Ay, come on. We're gonna put it together to see if there's any difference. Very together. It's quite similar, no? Changes the density. No, it has a lot. It has a lot more detail. If we check at the t-shirt, for example, and the face. So the t-shirt has these the sleeves. This is the 512, and this is the 2. Yeah. Okay, good. So it's worth to do it at 512. So now to run it, what happened? We just ran it, but we put the image in here, but it didn't generate anything, right? So that's a bit strange and got me still a bit of time when I was trying to understand how all this works. But what we have done here is running the demo, right? And the demo, if we check the demo, it calls for this app simple test. So we go and we check the app simple test, and that simple test, it says, okay, we do it at 512, blah 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 blah, and what else? Okay, it doesn't say anything else, right? So since when we downloaded this in the Colab, we saw that there was the test image and this test key points JSON, right? So which is a here I want to see it better, which is a definition of where are the things, the face and everything, no? to help the algorithm to find what to be turned into 3D. But running the Colab, it generated this file, right? that it set the boundaries of the human within the image. So because we don't have this file, when we run this one, the demo, when we run this test, it doesn't run, it doesn't generate. No? So there's one way to do it, which would be to go and do the same with it here, which is to create this lightweight human pose estimation and generate all these things, which I tried, but for some reasons it doesn't work. But one workaround would be to create one text file that it defines the boundaries of the image. So if we manually, somehow, as we did here, we say, okay, here is the human, and then we say to the text, okay, it's all the image is the human, then the algorithm will take it and process all this part of the image. So maybe it's a bit confusing, but that's how it is, confusing. Maybe it's because I don't understand it, but that's a workaround, right? So here what we gonna do is, for this image, first know the properties, right? So what it is? It's the image properties. So it has 512 times 179. Okay, good. And here, because if we look at the details of this one, of the simple test, that's the one I was looking for. So it tells us the path, the blah 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 blah, and I say use rect if we want to use the rectangular cropping. Right? So in this case, that's what we want to do, because we don't have these key points. Right? So to use the key points, you need to install another library, which they stated here, which is this OpenPose, which in Ubuntu 18, which is what I'm using now, is quite complicated. So I didn't succeed, so I cannot use it. And then to use the other one that generates the lightweight human pose estimation also didn't work, so I'm doing it manually, which is go to sample images and then create one image, one text that's going to be called the same name as the image, which is 01, it's called. So 01 text, 01 rect, not text. And here we're going to put that this image starts at 0, 0, and ends at 1, no, 0, 0, 0, 0, and ends at 1179, 512, right? That's the boundaries of this image. Right, so 512, 1179. Okay, good. Control X to save, yes, thank you. And now we go back and we run, just because we don't want to process the test again, then we just rename it to test off. And now we have this file here and the one. So now we go and we say, okay, run this, okay, but we want, as we saw here, we want use rectangle, right? So we want this use rect, and we could also specify the resolution, which is 512, right? Which is the default, but okay. And then we run it, and what it's doing now is it found this thing, it found and it's creating the obj, the 3D file, and the image. So we go back to results. It's working, huh? Okay. Good. So that's for the 01. That's okay. That was not the intended. That was not intended like this. So okay, so maybe it's because it's creating, it should be Okay. Let's see what happens if I do all. Well, still okay. Yeah, so it's not crazy. Let me see what happened here. Well, yes, it is. It's quite rubbish. Okay, then we did that again. Again means that also what they mention is that if you get like some unexpected shitty results, you can try to remove the background, right? So that's what we're gonna try. Or then we can try with something like this. So we can try. Yeah, maybe we try with somebody like this. Should we? This one? Okay, so this one, let's get this one here. No. Okay, come on. Okay, so we should try with another image or remove background. Remove background and then try with this. That's an option number one. Okay, that sounds good. Remove background, and then this guy, we're gonna put it here. And because the dimensions are the same, so we're gonna call it the same. No? Dimensions are the same? No, 329 and 758. 329, 758. So we call it 01, no background. And then this one we call it 01, no background. No background, rect. And this should be yeah, this should be something like 758. Maybe. Let's try it like this, 758. Okay, did this work? Yes, this worked now. Slightly better. The face. Okay, this works a bit. So now what we can do is try to run it. Okay, disable this one so we don't do it again. And we run it again with the background. That's it. So, okay, results are here, PNG is here. Much better. Much better. I don't know how it's going to solve these things, but okay. And the object is here. Good. So let's see this guy. No background. Oof. That's a bit a bit bad, but what's the okay, so we're gonna try with some simpler image to make it better. What we can also do is to try to first the local, right? Try to use the Colab first with our image to see if that's what we can expect. The one without background should be okay. Okay, it's already there. Let me see. Yes. And this we do that. Actually, this we can export it. We can delete it. And then pre-process the cropping. Blah, blah. We go inside. We already have this. And then we do that. And we try to estimate the position. Okay, and let's see this thing. Okay. It estimated this, so maybe if we use the same, that's a bit silly what I'm doing here, doing it manually, but that's okay. I can try to put it in the center. Okay, so we go here and we run it now. And at the same time we do it here. The idea is to have a nice, at least something that is good, no? Let's see the reconstruction. Okay. Okay, this already finished. Quite similar. That's good. 01, no background, this one. Okay, much better. Much better with the real estimation. So, okay. That's good. Okay, good. So we got this guy here, and now we know how to run this locally. Right, so apart from the, or maybe the idea would be to make it a square. Maybe. Well, I need to solve how to run the pose estimation locally, because it's much better results. So now once we have something like this, what can we do? So we can first drop it to Blender, and let's see what happens. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, this one out, not this one. And we import our OBJ, which is this one. Okay, low. We move it upstairs, like up there, and we render. And it's pink because it's missing the sun, which I'm gonna add it now. Okay, so we have this guy from one image. That's quite nice. One thing that we can do now, or we should do now, is to add the texture, right? So, but we see here that this image that it generated, it has the texture, the normal map from the front, and the normal map from the back, right? So we should split this in three exact. So if we check the properties, we see that it's 512 times 3. So we should split it. There's many ways to do this. There's many ways to do this, but I found one place to do it that I forgot now. Let me see. Yeah, this one here. So we can go over to. Okay, you can do this with Photoshop, with GIMP, with anything you want, right? But you can also do it online with this simple, nice tool, which is a slicer. So we take this one, we bring it here, and we say that we want 3 parts on top, 1 part horizontal, and PNG, JPG. Okay, here are the images, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then these ones we move them back to here. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now we get back to Blender, and what we need to do is this guy, we need to give it back its colors, right? So we go to UV, editing, this one, we move to front facing, right? And we say, what do we say? Okay, yeah, no, here we say we open the image, the texture, and then we say in edit mode, we say everything we want UV project from view, and here is this guy. That doesn't match, right? So what we need to do is move it and scale it until it matches nicely with itself, which I think is now, right? So now when we get back to the layout, we need to tell this guy that his own material is himself. So this material needs to have a texture, environmental, it's image texture, which it's gonna be this one. Don't see anything. Is this one, and then this image needs to be to the base color. Okay. The only thing is that he also has a face on the back, but it's not a minor thing. But look, so we have this guy here that came from here, from a photo that I don't know what is it now. Okay, from this photo, yep. Okay, so now that we have this, so one thing is that, okay, so if we take a, I mean, this is nice from far away. Well, from far away, everything is nice, but anyway, one thing is that, okay, if we check at this guy without color or with color, okay, let's render it smooth. What we can do here now is use the material, the normal map, to add more detail to the object. Now, for example, here we have these buttons that I'm not sure if they are present here. No, right? There's one only. So, meaning that the geometry, the triangles, have less detail than the image, right? So we can use the normal map to enhance this missing geometry. So the way to do that is we add the normal map as an image again. So we just can duplicate this, right? Let's just duplicate this, and then here we need to add this guy here. And so if we put it to the color, now we're gonna see that this guy has all the normal maps, right? But we don't want it in the color, but we want it in the normal, but not like this, but as a search normal map, and the normal map, the color is this color, and it goes to normal, right? And tangent space, object space, I think object tangent. Well, so in theory now has a slightly more detail than we had before, in theory. Cannot appreciate it, but well, yes, no. You see the clothes. Look at this thing here. Like here in the hand, it has more strength. Right? So maybe if we move the sun, rotate in X. Okay. And plus the color, so now that's his color. Okay. So now we have this guy with a normal map and everything. Which looks a bit surprised of being here. Let's see, with or without the normal map. Yeah, it has more strength. We can make it shiny. Anyway, so now another thing that we can try is what about if we use a very plain guy? No, that's what we were trying before, which could be something like this. It's quite small, this image, but let's say person standing. Yeah, let's try. So ugly, these photos. Ay. Okay. So let's change this to 02.jpg 02, and then what's the size of this? Eight 66 and 13. So 13. One, three, 1, 3. I think it needs to be square. and we run it again. Okay, let's see. Well, now I have Blender open, so I don't know if it's gonna stand 512 with the GPU and everything. Let's see. Yeah, 7.6. Okay, done. So it survived. And let's see the result. Wow, it's quite good. It's quite good. That's quite good. Okay, result 02, but the OBJ is missing. I'm missing the. Oh, I cannot see. Yeah, missing. So we save this one. Hello PIFuHD. And we want to save this somewhere here. I'm gonna save it in the networks PIFuHD apps recon results recon, and close this. And now try again. So it was not able to create the 3D, probably out of memory. Yes. And now it's doing it. No, again. Ah, yes, now it did. Okay. So we go back to Blender, get this guy here, and add a friend. File, import OBJ. Result 02. Okay. Much bigger. Hello. I'm bigger. It's good, huh? Wow, the tail is quite good, this one. The tail is good. So the quality of the image, of the clearness of the human shape in the image is crucial. So always use the background removal, and the face here is a bit weird. But now let's dress it with the colors and finish this thing, which is what was that? Okay, take this one, and it's running out of desktop space. Okay, so we how to do that? Forgot. We go to Documents, Linux, AI, networks, PIFuHD results, and the number 2. This one. Number 2, we just drop it here, and 3, 2, 1, okay. Then we open it, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. If we wanted, we could use the back to add normals to the back, but maybe no need this time. So this one, we put it here. We go to the UV mapping. Put it like this. I take all this, and we do the same. We need to change first the image. Check this one here, and we say select everything, UV, project from view. And now we move her. It's quite matching. Good. And now we go to our layout, and we need to tell her to have a texture, which is this one. Oh, this one is impressive. This one is impressive, and he lost his poor things. This one. And this one. Okay. And we're gonna do also the same, right? Okay, so we're gonna add this normal map. Map, which is gonna be this guy here, goes to color, and then goes to her normal. Wow. So this one can see a lot, then with or without normal. Exactly. You see here, which is quite plain. Let's move the sun. Yes. So this one, once I add this, boom, it has much more detail. Okay. So that's how you add a giant woman into Blender. And they have faces on the back. Whatever. Okay, so good. It can be run locally.